Super awkward Funcast. You're listening to the Super Awkward Funcast. Yeah.
Now we are finally in December, and we're getting to the article so fucking soon. December 4th, 2024. Taylor Swift and Blake text message where Blake asks Taylor if they're good, because they're on the outs for some reason. Let's find out why. Oh great, I got to put on my Taylor voice again. B comes in at 8:14, says, "Hey, just checking in. I have no reason to ask, but I don't know. I've been feeling like I should. Is everything okay? I felt like a bad friend lately because I was such a sad sack who only talked about my own shit for months. You were generous to not only be the key person there for me during all of it and help her get the Van Zandt subpoena, guys, but also to let me off the hook for being so in it. But I still have a feeling something may not be right. I told Ryan. He said to just ask you, but I felt so stupid and like it sounded needy and awkward for everyone, especially because I can't explain why I have this feeling. And you know I have toxic masculinity, so I can't be needy." Yes, we know. "But also I do want to know everything is good, so I'm asking. I always want the opportunity to be a better friend. If there's something I unintentionally did, I know how busy and taxed you are, physically, emotionally, practically, so I don't expect any more from you ever. Just want to make sure all is good." She waits like an hour plus and responds, "No, you're not wrong, but it's also not a big deal. I think I'm just exhausted in every avenue of my life, and in recent months have been feeling a little bit of a shift in the way you talk to me. Yes, there has been a lot of the Justin stuff, but I've been through things like this before, and I know how all-consuming it is." She's referring to Scooter Braun. "It's more like, and I feel really bad saying anything about this because your texts have been so nice in their intent, but your last few, it's felt like I was reading a mass corporate email sent to 200 employees. You said the word we like 18 times, and it feels awful to be in any way critical of any way you process what you've been going through, but I just kind of miss my funny, dark, normal-speaking friend who talks to me as herself. Not like a plural unit. When it's a group I'm hearing from, I feel distance from you even more than we are geographically. And I know you feel attacked from all sides for ridiculous reasons, so you're feeling like you have to overly explain things or to be overly nice or whatever, but it's me. That's just caused a little distance. And you don't need to apologize. Just come back, please." 1:58 a.m. B responds on the 5th. "Dear valued customer, thank you for your feedback. We at headquarters are reviewing your concerns and will get back to you in a timely manner. For real though, you're right. I literally deleted the awful thing I was going to end that bit with because I've become digitally paranoid. I don't know if you experienced that with phone calls after what happened to you, but after the thousands of text messages that weren't meant for me that I've been reading because of the Van Zandt subpoena, I've internalized that everything digital may be public. I say that knowing it's irrational, but my brain can't accept rationale there. So yeah, I've been texting like I'm writing, not like me talking. I didn't realize that until you pointed that out, but I see it. On top of that, I'm over packaging simple things because I deeply misunderstood that I don't trust my judgment or myself anymore. That sounds over the top, but it's true. This fucking guy and what he did to me gave me an identity crisis, legitimately. The thing that spooked me most in all of this, though, wasn't the bad guys doing bad things. It was the good guys, my lifelong friends, allies to women who quietly dipped. And so I'm probably being over the top with my friends who stayed because I've never felt more alone. The track is very violin heavy. I hate it. The point is, I'm being a stupid paranoid weirdo and felt it but didn't know where or how or when. So thank you for telling me and for saying I don't need to apologize and for not making it a big deal. But I am sorry to you, and I'm sorry to me and to our kids. Fuck that guy and fuck his whole gaggle of supervillains. You've got enough on you. You don't need to write back to all this. Just letting you know I see it now, and thank you. I'm excited for you to be done with suitcases, constant sinus infections, and torn up kneecaps. So close. Your submission will be processed shortly. We thank you again for your patronage. Blakel Incorporated. 2:01 a.m. First paragraph took me out. If only I sent you the unplugged version. I sent you a voice memo, but it doesn't show on our thread, which is really helping my case of not trusting phones. Did it go through? Yes, I'm just falling asleep, but we'll listen tomorrow. Love you. It's the length of a mini-series. Sleep. XX, love you. I think this bitch knows everything is coming because he's gotten out his tiny violin, she says at 3:15 p.m., showing this article talking about his sexual assault experience with his ex-girlfriend. Then B says it rings different when he doesn't end the story by saying, did I always listen when they said no? No, like he did with me, but that must not have tested well in the focus group. He's being honored at the Vital Voices for Women event on Monday. This is so disgusting, and I hate that he's clever about this shit. This inspiring event celebrates men who are using their platforms, influence, and leadership to elevate women, combat gender-based violence, and promote gender equality worldwide. Well, not him, her. He's not. He just has a team. Yeah, her. And his publicist, Jennifer Abel. Remember, they know exactly who these people are. Because they've been reading the messages, and that's proof that Taylor's read them. And the comms people at his studio. He needs to be beaten by his own words. Everyone weighs in before we respond to a text, writes an email, or trims his hair. It's wild everyone participates. Yeah, I actually think it's important he's honored. And to all the people honoring him and not taking a moment to question, no one talks to him. No one will say his name. No one follows him. Yet they all are close with each other. Maybe it was him. Nah, it was the women because they wore flowers. That's how you know. Jesus Christ. Is everything still on track? What is that referring to? Oh, yes. A week later, though. But worth the wait. Okay, that's perfect. His own words, that's going to be powerful. That's what's wild about this entire thing. Everything is in their own words. It's the only way to beat liars and hypocrites. Can you imagine feeling as confident as these predators that you're going to always get away with it? Him accepting an award as an ally for women, and Scooter going about the world with his head held high as he co-owns and funds a crisis PR company that silences women. It's like a horror film no one knows is taking place. Oh, but they will. It's the only thing that can come of this. The good that protects other women from this happening to them. Meanwhile, I walk around feeling death sentence guilty and apologetic for being sarcastic and liking a theme party. Yes, the supervillains are definitely on the other side, guys. And then we finally get to December 20th and 21st, 2024. Tag reacting to the NYT article coming out. We've kind of gone over that. I don't want to go through it all. Just, you know, it's them in real time being like, oh shit, this is not right. And she's lying and blah, blah, blah. We already went over it. But we're going to read the article this time. Brian is suing them back. Damn, he already was going to sue on the 21st. It just eats at me that we legit, for the first time ever, says Butler, did nothing and were sued as if we were knocking on doors rallying people against her. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know. That this is a special situation. The one time Nathan didn't do shit, and Nathan's like, I know. Do you need me to send our text to Brian, or does he have? Statement is good. Love mentioning Stephanie and Leslie by name. The ones I sent directly to you last night in text were strongest. I feel sick I can't call as I've had such a bad stomachache last few days, and today is the worst. Brian has every single thing that you sent me, but perhaps what you can do is write an email outlining sort of like the timeline of what you think, what you know, and include Jed as well. So then they got their shit together and like what their response was going to be. They really prepared for the lawsuit because they knew she was going to do something. TMZ just told me Holly Bad is trying to get on Blake Lively's crisis team. Jesus Christ. This is Jen's job. We can't be doing free PR for Justin while trying to save our baby company. I know, but want to also be smart. When he flies back, it's going to be huge and will cover us. And what the fuck is this now? Oops. This is why we fucking need someone. This is too big for us. Then have Michael. We have thought of and done everything we can. We're drowning here, Melissa. I'm on the phone. Same, Bree. No, I know. But we're trying so hard, and this is just all so fucked, and we're just trying to find ways to defend ourselves. What else can we do? Just sit back? Also, there are stories like that all the time, calling out people who used to be connected to shady people. That's a gossip story. Also, there are stories like that all the time. Then she says that again. Okay, so that's basically what happened. And then let's go to what on the other side is happening. December 21st, 2024. Taylor Swift and Blake Lively celebrate destroying Justin's life. Let's wait until we get to the article. Let's read the fucking article. This is the big article that came out in December 2024. We finally reached it. We can bury anyone inside a Hollywood smear machine. Private messages detail an alleged campaign to tarnish Blake Lively after she has accused Justin Baldoni of misconduct on the set of It Ends With Us. Written by Megan Twohey, Mike McIntyre, and Julie Tate. And it turned out that the metadata was from October 2024. So this was months ahead that they got the thousands of messages from this Van Zandt subpoena. Okay, and then that was withdrawn. I need you to remember that the Van Zandt subpoena was withdrawn at some point. And here we go. Last summer, as the release of It Ends With Us approached, Justin Baldoni, the director and a star of the film, and Jamie Heath, the lead producer, hired a crisis public relations expert. During shooting, Blake Lively, the co-star, had complained that the men had repeatedly violated physical boundaries and made sexual and other inappropriate comments to her. Their studio, Wayfarer, agreed to provide a full-time intimacy coordinator, bring in an outside producer, and put other safeguards on set. In a side letter to Miss Lively's contract, signed by Mr. Heath, the studio also agreed not to retaliate against the actress. But by August, the two men who had positioned themselves as feminist allies in the Me Too era expressed fears that her allegations would become public and taint them, according to a legal complaint, which is the basis of this article, according to Louis J. Lyman, who decided to dismiss the countersuit entirely by Justin and Wayfarer's team on the basis that it's all from this legal complaint, which is the CRD complaint, which we've spoken about, that she filed Friday. Yeah, she filed that Friday, and then it just so happened that they were working on this article before that even existed. Yet that's the basis of this article. Make it make sense, because it doesn't, and it never will. But that's for NYT to figure out in the appeal, which I'm sure is coming at some point. It claims that their PR effort had an explicit goal to harm Miss Lively's reputation instead. Her filing includes excerpts from thousands of pages of text messages, and they're very cherry-picked, so that's interesting, and emails that she obtained through a subpoena, which you don't illuminate us on here, like give us more information about the subpoena. Why was there a subpoena? New York Times. These and other documents were reviewed by the New York Times. There have long been figures behind the scenes shaping public opinion about celebrities through gossip columns, tabloids, and strategic interviews. The documents show an additional playbook for waging a largely undetectable smear campaign in the digital era. While the film about domestic violence was a box office hit, making nearly $350 million worldwide, online criticism of the actress skyrocketed. He wants to feel like he can be buried, a publicist working with the studio, Mr. Baldoni, wrote in an August 2nd message to the crisis management expert, Melissa Nathan. We know we can bury anyone, Miss Nathan wrote. In the following weeks, Miss Nathan, whose clients have included Johnny Depp and the rappers Drake and Travis Scott, went hard at the press, pushing to prevent stories about Mr. Baldoni's behavior and reinforce negative ones about Miss Lively. The text messages show, except they don't, but okay. Jed Wallace, a self-described hired gun, led a digital strategy that included boosting social media posts that could help their cause. An attorney for Wayfarer said in a statement to the Times that the studio, its executives, and public relations representatives did nothing proactive nor retaliated against Miss Lively, and accused the actress of another desperate attempt to fix her negative reputation. These claims are completely false, outrageous, and intentionally salacious, with an intent to publicly hurt and rehash a narrative in the media, the lawyer Brian Friedman wrote. Mr. Friedman did not address her allegations about misconduct during the filming by Mr. Baldoni and Mr. Heath. He alleged that Miss Lively planted negative and completely fabricated and false stories with media about Mr. Baldoni, which he said was another reason why Wayfarer Studios made the decision to hire a crisis professional. The effort to tarnish Miss Lively appears to have paid off. Within days of the film's release, the negative media coverage and commentary became an unusually high percentage of her online presence, according to a forensic review she sought from a brand marketing consultant. Miss Lively, so that's according to her. So we're taking her word. And that's not from the complaint, that's from her. That's interesting. Miss Lively, who is married to the actor and entrepreneur, okay, Ryan Reynolds of Deadpool fame and is close with Taylor Swift, oh, we know, experienced the biggest reputational hit of her career. I wonder if Taylor was involved in getting her name in this article. That'd be funny to know. She was branded tone deaf, difficult to work with, a bully. Sales of her new hair care line plummeted. So we're trying to get damages in this article as well. Interesting. Is Blake Lively set to be canceled? Read a Daily Mail headline 1 week into the attacks. Mr. Baldoni, by contrast, emerged largely unscathed. This month, he was honored at a star-studded event celebrating men who elevate women, combat gender-based violence, and promote gender equality worldwide. On Saturday, however, after this article was published, the talent agency William Morris Endeavor stopped representing Mr. Baldoni. How convenient, said Ari Emanuel, chief executive of Endeavor, the agent's parent company. Miss Lively's complaint against Mr. Baldoni, Mr. Heath, Wayfarer, Steve Sarowitz, a co-founder of the studio, Mr. Wallace, Miss Nathan, and Jennifer Abel, another public relations executive involved in the campaign, alleges sexual harassment and retaliation, among other claims. The complaint filed with the California Civil Rights Department is a precursor to a lawsuit. In a statement, Miss Lively said, "I hope that my legal action helps pull back the curtain on these sinister retaliatory tactics to harm people who speak up about misconduct and helps protect others who may be targeted." She also denied that she or any of her representatives planted or spread negative information about Mr. Baldoni or Wayfarer. No, we didn't do anything wrong. It was all them. We should have a plan. In May, several months after the filming wrapped, Mr. Baldoni realized that Mr. Reynolds had blocked him on Instagram. We should have a plan for if she does the same. When the movie comes out, Mr. Baldoni wrote of Miss Lively in a text message that included Miss Abel, a publicist who has long worked with him, and Wayfarer. Plans make me feel more at ease. Mr. Baldoni, Miss 40, and Mr. Heath, 55, had a lot riding on the film, which is based on a best-selling novel by Colleen Hoover. Mr. Baldoni was best known for the CW satirical romantic dramedy Jane the Virgin. Wayfarer provided the resources for bigger ambitions. It was bankrolled by the billionaire Steve Sarowitz, who is co-chair of the studio with Mr. Baldoni. They and Mr. Heath, the chief executive, are all deeply involved with the Baha'i religious organization, which is somehow relevant to this conversation, which promotes unity, peace, and gender equality. Mr. Baldoni has presented himself as an ally to women, writing books, co-hosting a podcast with Mr. Heath, and giving talks on toxic masculinity. But he wouldn't say that he's never said those words. But just put them in his mouth, I guess. Miss Lively, 37, was by far the bigger star. This was not written by her, by the way. The TV show Gossip Girl catapulted her to early fame, and she appeared in films ranging from The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants to The Town. She built businesses outside the entertainment industry, appeared on the covers of glossy magazines, and amassed more than 45 million real people Instagram followers. Just kidding. Miss Lively had expressed concerns about Mr. Baldoni from the beginning, according to her legal complaint. Before shooting began, for example, she objected to sex scenes he wanted to add that she considered gratuitous. In November 2023, how could she know that when she hasn't read the book? But okay, never mind. In November 2023, as the cast of It Ends With Us was preparing to resume shooting after a months-long writer's strike, Miss Lively went to Wayfarer with the side letter seeking safeguards. Our client is willing to forego a more formal HR process in favor of everyone returning to work and finishing the film as long as the set is safe moving forward, her legal team wrote to the studio. She detailed her complaints during a meeting with Mr. Baldoni, Mr. Heath, and other producers in January. According to the legal filing, she claimed Mr. Baldoni had improvised unwanted kissing and discussed his sex life, including encounters in which he said he may not have received consent. Mr. Heath had shown her a video of his wife naked, she said, and he had watched Miss Lively in her trailer while she was giving birth. We just leave that part out, I guess. Watched Miss Lively in her trailer when she was topless and having body makeup removed, despite her asking him to look away. She said that both men repeatedly entered her makeup trailer uninvited while she was undressed, including when she was breastfeeding. In agreeing to the terms that Miss Lively sought, Wayfarer acknowledged that although our perspective differs in many aspects, ensuring a safe environment for all was paramount, according to her legal complaint. By the spring, Miss Lively told people she worked with that the men's behavior had improved with the new protections, but she was now in a creative battle with them. With the support of Sony, the film's distributor, she made her own cut of the movie, bringing in editors and a composer and adding one of Miss Swift's songs. In the end, Sony and Wayfarer went with Miss Lively's cut, and she got a producer credit. How'd that happen? Let's not talk about it. As the film, this is all in the legal complaint, allegedly. Okay, sure. As the film release neared, Miss Lively and other cast members informed Sony and Wayfarer that they would not do any appearances alongside Mr. Baldoni. So did Miss Hoover, the author, who had her own dissatisfactions with him and had become more upset after he told her about Miss Lively's allegations, according to text messages from Mr. Baldoni and Mr. Heath. Most importantly, untraceable. By the first week of August, Wayfarer and Mr. Baldoni had retained Miss Nathan, who had worked with high-profile clients, including Mr. Depp, whose ex-wife, Amber Heard, accused him of physical abuse. Mr. Depp successfully sued Miss Heard for defamation, and the trial became a spectacle amid suspicions of an online campaign to damage her credibility. This year, after a decade at the New York consultancy Hiltzik Strategies, Miss Nathan started her own firm, Tag PR. Its majority stakeholder is a company run by the entertainment industry executive Scooter Braun, which we just so happen to know and want to tell you. In an initial planning document sent to Wayfarer and Mr. Baldoni on August 2nd, Miss Nathan suggested media talking points, including that Miss Lively used an imbalance of power to take creative control of the film. But Mr. Baldoni wanted more. Not in love with the document they sent. Not sure I'm feeling the protection I felt on the call, he said in exchange with everybody. Miss Abel relayed his frustration to Miss Nathan. I think you guys need to be tough and show the strength of what you guys can do in these scenarios. He wants to feel like he can be buried, like she can be buried. Of course, but you know when we send over documents, we can't send over the work we will or could do because that could get us in a lot of trouble. We can't write, we will destroy her. Moments later, she said, imagine if a document saying all the things that he wants ends up in the wrong hands. You know we can bury anyone, she wrote. 3 days later, Mr. Baldoni texted Miss Abel flagging a social media thread that accused another celebrity of bullying behavior and had generated 19 million views. This is what we would need, he wrote. Miss Nathan soon floated proposals to hire contractors to dominate social media through full social account takedowns by starting threads of theories and generally working to change narrative. All of this will be most importantly untraceable, she wrote. I think we need to put the social combat plan into motion. So do I. Within days, the group was working with Mr. Wallace, whose company, Street Relations, offers services ranging from public relations to a more opaque crisis management. He is a somewhat enigmatic figure with very little digital trail, but court records show that his clients have included Paramount Pictures and the YouTube personality Adam Ross. And in a since-deleted LinkedIn profile, Mr. Wallace described himself as a hired gun with a proprietary formula for defining artists and trends. That's why you hired me. The August 6th premiere brought the first wave of press coverage questioning what had happened during the filming. A Hollywood Reporter story speculated about a rift between Miss Lively and Mr. Baldoni after TikTokers noticed that the two stars didn't pose for photographs together and that Miss Lively and other cast members didn't follow Mr. Baldoni on Instagram. The unfollow situation is what everyone is pointing at, seemingly that something is much bigger under the surface, as why would they unfollow? We flagged to Jed and his team as well. Miss Nathan had already been speaking to other journalists according to text messages when Miss Abel wrote to her August 4th that I'm having reckless thoughts of wanting to plant pieces this week of how horrible Blake is to work with just to get ahead of it. Miss Nathan replied that she had spoken off the record to an editor at the Daily Mail. She's ready when you are. She's ready when we are. She wrote, a flurry of articles followed the Hollywood Reporter piece. Many made it seem as if the only rift was over creative control. Some journalists had gotten wind of complaints about Mr. Baldoni's behavior, but none of the most serious ones were published. He doesn't realize how lucky he is right now, Miss Nathan texted Miss Abel. In other exchanges, Miss Nathan claimed that she had kept allegations against him out of stories, writing in one message that major news outlets were standing down on HR complaint. So are we in the clear now? Did we survive? We've survived. All press is so overwhelming. We've confused people so much mixed messaging. It's actually really funny if you think about it. All of this is all cherry-picked, by the way. We already know this. Meanwhile, an online backlash against Miss Lively was underway. It is impossible to know how much of the negative publicity was seeded by Miss Nathan, Mr. Wallace, and their team, and how much they noticed and amplified. On August 10th, Kjersti Fla, a Norwegian entertainment reporter, uploaded to YouTube a 2016 interview in which Miss Lively snapped back when Miss Fla commented on her baby bump and remained testy for the rest of the conversation. Miss Flaw titled it the Blake Lively interview that made me want to quit my job, and told the Daily Mail that it's time that people behaving badly in Hollywood, or anywhere else for that matter, gets called out for it. After publication of this article, Miss Flaw on Sunday contacted the Times and said she had not participated in any orchestrated effort to harm Miss Lively's reputation. In an email, she said that she had resurfaced the 2016 interview independently this past August. It was neither coordinated nor influenced by anyone associated with the alleged campaign, she wrote. It wasn't the first time she had posted a video aligned with a client of Miss Nathan. In 2022, in the midst of Mr. Depp's legal battle with Miss Heard, Miss Flaw posted clips of her interviews with the actor tagged Justice for Johnny Depp. During the film rollout, Miss Lively was also accused of being insensitive about domestic violence. The official promotion plan instructed the cast to focus more on the uplifting aspects of the movie than on abuse and to embrace a floral theme. All of this is in the complaint because it's so relevant, right? Her character has a flower shop. In several appearances, she never made reference to domestic violence at all, and she faced criticism when her Betty Boo's beverage company was promoting the film, given the role alcohol can play in abusive relationships. Seeing that blowback, the text messages show Mr. Baldoni and his PR team decided instead to highlight survivors of domestic violence in his interviews and social media. More criticism came when Miss Lively said in an interview that Mr. Reynolds, who had no role in the film, had helped rewrite a scene, prompting snarky comments about the actress leaning on her husband and speculation that he had violated the writer's strike. It is unclear exactly how Mr. Wallace operated. There are references in emails to social manipulation and proactive fan posting, and text messages cite efforts to boost and amplify online content that was favorable to Mr. Baldoni or critical of Miss Lively. We are crushing it on Reddit, Mr. Wallace told Miss Nathan, according to a text she sent Miss Abel on August 9th. The next day, one of Miss Nathan's employees texted, "We've started to see a shift on social, due largely to Jed and his team's efforts to shift the narrative." Miss Nathan wrote to Miss Abel, "And socials are really, really ramping up in his favor. She must be furious. I'm actually sad because it shows you have people really want to hate on women." Totally cherry picked. When a TikTok sleuth started asking questions about Mr. Baldoni, Miss Abel texted that this girl is on a very dangerous crusade. "We've flagged to Jed and his team for more serious action on the social side," she wrote. Throughout the text exchanges, Mr. Baldoni encourages the PR team, sometimes flagging social media posts for them to use. On August 15th, he proposes flipping the narrative on a positive story about Miss Lively and her husband by using their own words against them. Other times, he appears to vacillate, seeking assurances about the tactics being deployed. When he notices a tabloid article critical of Miss Lively, he sends a worried text. "How can we say somehow that we are not doing any of this? It looks like we are trying to take her down." On another occasion, he wondered whether they were deploying fake bot accounts on social media. "I can fully confirm we do not have bots," just like we said earlier in the actual text. Mr. Wallace's operation, she wrote, is doing something very specific in terms of what they do. "I know Jamie and Jed connected on this." Mr. Baldoni, Miss Nathan, and others on the team claimed in their text exchanges that Miss Lively was using her own public relations team to create bad press about Mr. Baldoni, but cited no evidence to support those claims. By mid-August, yeah, they didn't get a sham subpoena to find it out, girl. By mid-August, the team was reveling in the damage to Miss Lively's image. No, they weren't. The narrative online is so freaking good, and fans are still sticking up for Justin. There literally has been no pickup on those 2 articles, which is actually shocking to me. But I see this as a total success, as does Justin. You did such amazing work. Narrative is crazy good, so did you. The majority of socials are so pro-Justin, and I don't even agree with half of them. LOL. Messages have been edited for length. Not just that, but okay. On August 16th, Miss Nathan shared the Daily Mail article that headlined, "Is Blake Lively said to be canceled?" with references to hard-to-watch videos and a tone-deaf promotional Q&A. "Wow, you really outdid yourself with this piece," Miss Abel responded. "That's why you hired me, right? I'm the best." We men have to step up. A brand marketing consultant, Tara Keat, produced a report in August for Miss Lively that concluded she had likely been the object of a targeted multi-channel online attack. Are they being used in the lawsuit? I wonder. Similar to one against Miss Heard, in that it was damaging her reputation. The report did not identify who was behind the attack, but by analyzing the entirety of Google's search index for Miss Lively's name, it found that 35% of the results also included a reference to Mr. Baldoni. This was highly unusual given the length of her career, the company said, and suggested that the media environment was being manipulated. A separate report by Miss Lively's hair care company, Blake Brown, concluded that the social media onslaught also had a negative effect on that business. Her product line, which had launched in August with record-breaking sales, estimates that it lost as much as 78% in sales. With the recent arrival of It Ends With Us on Netflix, Mr. Baldoni has begun another round of promotion and messaging. In an interview on Access Hollywood, he said, "There is never an excuse to hurt a woman physically or emotionally." He added, "We men have to step up and figure out how we can be better allies." Okay, and this accompanied this. This was what accompanied the article, if you don't recall. This was the part that really reeked of defamation to me.
It Ends With Us, starring Blake Lively, was a huge box office hit, even as rumors spread of turmoil behind the scenes. In a legal complaint Lively filed on Friday, private text messages and other documents that we've obtained reveal what really happened. A campaign to tarnish Lively after...
What really happened? That's not in the article, but it's in this video that accompanies it that was also a part of the defamation case against MIT. What really happened? Let me tell you what really happened. This totally happened.
After she alleged that Justin Baldoni, her co-star and director, and Jamie Heath, the producer, had engaged in misconduct while shooting the film, a story about breaking the generational cycle of domestic violence. Among other allegations, Lively claimed that Baldoni had engaged in improvised and unwanted kissing and made sexual comments to her, and that Mr. Heath had shown her pictures of his wife naked, and that he had watched her while she was topless getting makeup removed, even as she had asked him to look away. She had taken her complaints to the film studio, and the men agreed to bring in a full-time intimacy coordinator, an outside producer, and put in place other protections. They also agreed in writing not to retaliate against her. But as the release of the movie approached, they hired a crisis PR manager who orchestrated a smear campaign against Lively. The PR expert, Melissa Nathan, has represented clients including Johnny Depp and the rapper Drake. Nathan came up with a document spelling out her plans, but Baldoni wanted more. A publicist who had already been working with Baldoni wrote to Nathan, "He wants to feel like she can be buried. You know we can bury anyone," Nathan wrote, "but I can't write that to him." In one message to the publicist, Nathan indicated that she had gotten allegations against Baldoni removed from articles. "He doesn't realize how lucky he is right now. The whispering in the ear, the sexual connotations," she wrote. "I mean, there's just so much." At the same time, Nathan assembled a team that could dominate social media through full social account takedowns by starting threads of theories and generally working to change the narrative. It's impossible to know how much they planted and how much of it was originating organically. Whatever the case, they seized on it and amplified it. Sony, the film distributor, had signed off on a promotion plan that instructed the cast to focus not on domestic violence, but on the uplifting message of the film.
It Ends With Us is in theaters now, so grab your friends, wear your florals, and head out to see it.
Which some online observers said was tone deaf. The team discussed how online criticisms of Miss Lively could help narrative-wise. Emails referred to social manipulation and proactive fan posting. Text messages cited efforts to amplify and boost online content that was critical of Lively and favorable to Baldoni. And within days, they were talking about how the online conversation had shifted. In one message to the publicist, Nathan wrote, "Socials are really ramping up in his favor. She must be furious." It's actually sad because it just shows you have people really want to hate on women. The shift in online sentiment was unusual enough that a digital marketing consultant produced a report that August that concluded that Lively was being subjected to a targeted multi-channel online attack.
She doesn't say in this video that that was Lively's idea.
In a statement, a lawyer for Baldoni, the studio, and all its representatives denied the allegations. There are a variety of methods that have long been used to shape public...
What did they say in the denial? You say it in the article, but you don't say it in this video. You just gloss right over it.
opinion about celebrities, gossip columns, tabloids, strategic interviews. But this story reveals a new playbook for waging a far-reaching and largely undetectable smear campaign in the digital age.
Okay, so that happened. Then let's go back to the Taylor and Blake conversation that happened after the release of that article and video. At 7:20 p.m., Taylor says, "You won. You did it." Roy Orbison, whom many believe is Ryan Reynolds, says it's turning. Taylor shares Deadline article. Justin Baldoni dropped WME Blake Lively sexual harassment complaint. Y'all got what y'all wanted. Taylor says, and you fucking helped so many people who won't have to go through this ever again. What? Having their movie taken away from her? Roy Orbison responds, remember August? And then loved that. And then Taylor said, never has a cancellation been reversed so fast. You guys don't understand how rare this is. To have proof and to take the perfect steps to bring that truth into the light. And then B says, Ash, referring to Ashley Avignon, who is friends with Taylor, who did the bidding of them and got the Van Zandt subpoena rolling. Like, my God. I love you so much. I would not be okay through any of this if it weren't for you. Taylor says, can you believe she just called? And was like, this PR chick wants to get info to Blake. That means the world. B says, it changed my life. Oh, we know. In more ways than one. Then we go to December 22nd. Liz Plank quits Justin's Man Enough podcast. That's in here. Justin Baldoni's Man Enough co-host Liz Plank leaves podcast after Blake Lively claims, and she says we all deserve better. As this chapter closes for me, I remain committed to the values we've built together. Thank you for being here, for trusting me, and for being by my side for the last 4 years. We all deserve better, and I know that together we can create it. I will have more to share soon as I continue to process everything that has happened. In the meantime, I will continue to support everyone who calls out injustice and holds the people standing in their way accountable. Remember, she's the one who got Blake Lively to... She knew Ryan, and she ended up getting them to the It Ends With Us movie, on the movie. December 23rd, 2024, we'll get to right now. Brian Friedman setting the record straight with the media. And that's from Melissa Nathan. Let me see the original thing. So December 23rd, Chloe Mellis. Jen and Melissa, Amber Heard says she also experienced a smear campaign. She does not get into specifics. Wanted to see if you all had a response. She does not name tag or reference Justin, but I wanted to CC you both. Thank you, Chloe. Goodness, adding Brian. Oh dear. Then they responded. Brian responds, Chloe, Johnny Depp did not retain tag for the trial, as you are well aware. Please put in who he did retain, Matthew Hiltzik and Hiltzik Strategies. Feel free to forward this email to him, as we know you will. Given your close relationship with Stephanie Jones and your withholding the truth, I would tread lightly if I were you, since you're the next one to be sued. Damn. I'm excited about that. I won't let Stephanie Jones use you in the same way she's used you for all of her other clients. You can use this on the record statement from me. Tag PR must be the most powerful group of publicists in the world. the world has ever seen, for it to be able to completely change the perception of both Amber Heard and Blake Lively. The only correlation between both individuals was that for decades, every move they have made has been out there for everyone to see, widely filmed and documented for the public to make up their own minds, which they did organically. All you have to do is watch the interviews that still remain if they have not already been scrubbed by their crisis PR teams, which is apparently their crisis team's next move, since that's what crisis teams do. They protect their clients. Brian Friedman. Then we got the Vitushka texts. This was a big, big mess. Goodness, it's such a mess. It's still a mess. We still don't know what the fuck was real and what wasn't here, but here we go. Vitushka says, also to Leslie, then I dug around on my own and got information after I talked to her. Don't worry, no, there's no way. Do we have anyone tell me who these people are? I'm just supposed to assume which one's which. All right, cool. So can I just tell Emma, my editor, that everything is accurate? Yes, this is Vitushka. Got it. Sorry, and sec, I just needed to show Emma a text that says it's accurate so that we can move forward with it. It doesn't leave me an enema. Absolutely, and it's me. You know that I'm a complete vault and I am fully on your side. Or you can speak to her. She's calling you back. Don't worry, that's something you shouldn't worry about. Off record, we got your email and we don't have a comment from us, but fine to run. Also, the Pap story, please, for Trav. Please tell Leslie to not tell Colleen I spoke to Colleen. I swore on my life, and also not told her to never say we spoke. I'm extremely worried about this. Should never have said her name. I told her to deny if anyone asks if she spoke. I promise. Ryan Reynolds was not a fan of Justin. He thinks he needs a little humility, and when it comes to learning his craft, he should sit down and shut the fuck up and listen to someone who knows what they're talking about. Bloody loved him. He's leaving his wife for him. Allegedly. I like mine better. Okay, so the other story involving Justin is basically this. I've heard that there is a second side to the story, which is that Blake and Ryan put a ton of money into the film thinking that we give them complete control, creative control, and that didn't work out for them, and Sony said, fuck you, nice try. They threatened to fire her and she was pissed off. One of them stating that she was there every day. He cannot disprove this. Okay, so the other story involving Justin is basically this. I've heard that there is a second side to the story, which is that Blake and Ryan put a ton of money into the film thinking that we give them complete creative control. I don't think this is true. Oh, really? Interesting. More BS from Steph Jones' world. Okay, so the other story involving Justin is basically this. I've heard that there is a second side to the story, which is that Blake and Ryan put a ton of money into the film thinking that we give them complete creative control. The IP and the film on the rights are owned by Wayfarer. Sony owns a part, but it's not as much as you would think, from what I've heard. I think this is Nathan talking. I can't believe there's so much interest in this. I literally didn't know who he was until last week. Okay, so the other story involving Justin is basically this, blah, blah, blah. I think that someone inside of her camp was trying to spin things back in his favor. The story that I did got 470,000 views so far. That's absolutely insane, but well done, LOL. Okay, so the other story involving super interesting if Blake and Ryan didn't really try to hijack the movie with their money because this was sworn to me. People are such full of shit. Sorry, as you can see, I got swept up in a fucking whirlwind of shit. Wait, what? Oh, girl, I can't see anything. I'm just trying to get Rebel up today, LOL. I hate everyone. What the fuck? Who is Brian? Marks, Adam, Levy, and why are they dripping your name? Oh shit, it's Hollywood Reporter. 5 minutes. Okay. You are a star, LOL. Oh please, still on phone. Prob planted by Hilzik. Am such loser, you know it. LOL. He has a vendetta, upset about Depp leaving for you. Well, and everyone. I just found out Stephanie Jones is the one pushing out the story on me. Manager crisis. I don't know why the fuck she keeps going after me. She doesn't like you. Of course, why would she push the story out on you if that was her client? Or did she lose him? He's gone in 2 weeks. Oh, signing with you? Not for a story, LOL. I cannot. It's going to look like you planted all this. I think she's doing it on purpose. That's what I'm saying, James. That's what I keep saying. I hope you have talked to Leslie. She knows. Okay, good. We had an hour chat last night. So all that stuff that I came with Leslie to on Friday ended up coming to fruition, just not through our outlet. I refrained from doing it to put out the truth, and I feel like I should be rewarded. LOL. There's something missing with all of this, and nobody has gotten it yet. I just know something had to happen that was like a definitive fuck you. This is not all over attitude and everything. It's something bigger. And as much as I love Leslie, Blake is getting a lot of hate right now because of the fact that she's promoting this movie as if it's a comedy. Just smart. He's in Switzerland, whatever the fuck he's at, talking about the seriousness of the film. Nice work, LOL. With family, foreign land, supporting abused women charities, a true feminist. Perfection. The victim of a hate campaign brought on by evil witch Blake and her power-hungry empire's husband, Rich. Ryan, you are Richard Gere. If you don't know what I mean, cue one of the best movie scenes of all time. I'd be amazing in crisis PR, like for real. Fuck. And knew this would happen. I'm going to go swimming because I'm at the hotel and I've been in the room up on the phone since 7 a.m. So I'm going to ignore all messages for 30 minutes. Yes, please do. I sent the banner to Leslie. She should have given me something to refute it with, but hadn't responded, and this is what happens when I don't have anything better to put out to shut this down. Are you in the hurricane, Ernesto? I am. Oi. Number 2 and number 3 story right now, actually 2, 3, and 4. Even the message last night sent out by the studio really backfired on Variety, because when they double down, that makes it look that way. It looks even worse, and it looks like Ryan has forced the studio to make something which she did. Melissa, the answer, Ari, money is no. Okay, perfect. And she was never threatened to be fired. What the fuck happened? This is missing something big. Why won't Justin just get honest and be like, this is what happened? Then this shit could go away. Honest to God, because your spidey senses are up. I know what you're saying. But truly, there is no massive thing or expose. It's a bunch of little things that are not even able to come out because it looks ridiculous. Dumois just posted, if they didn't use Blake's cut of the movie, that Taylor Swift song wouldn't be able to be used. But I'm getting a list for you. Is this all true? What? The Dumois. It's very informative. Oh, she's not good. She's got good contacts, but... Sorry. She's got good connects, but don't know if all. Love the letter and co-star comments. Need something to turn in, even just a few examples. Not mine. Fuck. That's what I said. Yours is so different and better, though. Yeah, this is a reach. It's okay. It just builds up momentum. Spelled wrong. Was just writing that. As your one will have a banging headline and points twin things out. It's different. RW wants to chat and say hi tomorrow. Are you too busy moving? Just 5 minutes. I'd love to. Betty Bose. To be honest, this is insane marketing considering topic. I feel a little slighted. I told Leslie today that if Blake was ever going to start a charity for abused women, now would be the time. This is on August 18th, 2024 now. Sure, but also looks way too performatory if she did. Is that a word? What she needs to do is not double down by saying she isn't speaking on this, but actually speak on it. She should say, I got into this film for all the right reasons. I am a giant proponent of women's rights and always have been. I hate being in this position to even make the statement, but blah, blah, blah. Like on a live. She needs to be relatable. Also, I hope you told LS literally all of this hate is organic. What's that mean, organic? I feel she thinks all this social stuff is me, but it's organic. It's not manufactured. Yes, did you tell Leslie to stop having her to interviews? She stopped trying to control Daily Mail because we've literally done 1,000 posts on Blake now. OMG, we ran Taylor while I was out moving. Thank you again. I just noticed, and Leslie, no response. Fire. She can recover if Leslie plays cards right. My new place has a view. Yes. Did you tell Leslie to stop having her to interviews? She's not really talking to me, to be honest, which is fine. I got your back to Leslie. Call me on that. Oops, sorry. I told you that you've not told me one word anything anti-Blake, which you haven't. She lost it at me. And James, I would tell you we are close enough now, and we've been through a few wars, and I consider you an actual friend no matter what. I don't even care if you do anything negative on my clients, because that's both of our jobs. But she completely lost it at me and told me that she had a reporter read out a text verbatim that I had written, and I laughed because if I was doing that, I would never do it on text. Honest to God, I have done nothing. This was so easy, and there's been about 30 pieces of press on me, calling me a genius, and I didn't do anything. I usually do. It was super organic. She thinks I paid for TikToks. I didn't even have TikTok until last week when I needed to see what people were saying about me online. But I have a theory. The reporter definitely was not me. I told her straight up, no. And I'm really fucking pissed off about my theory. I didn't talk to anyone else. What's your theory? You want me to call you? Yes. Also, thank you for standing up for me. I will forever do the same for you. Also, thank you for... Okay, we already said that part. It's what friends do. I mean, who else would tell you, bitch, you use the Zoom beauty filter. It's everything. We need a Zoom with filters. And I love that it doesn't have nothing that you're using is... It's so, like, nobody knows. That's the best. I hate when TikTok does that shit. Billy for the win, you think? Please save that Ryan Reynolds story for me. Ryan Reynolds broke strike to secretly direct major film as wife Blake Lively's career takes nosedive. Blake Lively forces husband Ryan Reynolds to break strike to direct It Ends With Us. I'm not commenting on any of. No, just point me in the direction of statistics of Elle. I will say I just gave it some thought about when this film began production. Let's chat Monday, LOL. Dead fool. Ryan Reynolds betrayed actor pals by breaking strike to secretly direct wife Blake Lively's controversial film It Ends With Us. Okay, I'm done. Dead fool is great though. LOL. I'm not commenting as Leslie is going to kill me if she feels I've got anything to do with it. LOL. I have the best story for you in the world. You're gonna die. Call me when you can. It's why reps should never lie. Can we discuss this tomorrow? Can you give me anything off record? I refuse to talk to Leslie Sloan. She's full of shit. I'm so tired. Can we chat in the AM? Love the way she's saying she didn't start this or play stories. I didn't play stories. Me. It was organic, as you know. Super tired. Her and Stephanie Jones are ruining 9 women and their families, and none of us have silver spoons. This is on December 22nd now. This is after the article. Which 9 women? Blake, Lindsay, Katie? I will help get the truth out there to millions tomorrow. Leslie fucked me hard this week on a story that she told me info on. You know the truth of it all. Then said sorry she lied and tried to get it taken down when she was source. Ari blah. I do 100%. Justin never sexually assaulted Blake. She is trying to play victim to salvage her career and reputation after it went down the drain because she is a bitch, and everyone knows it. She and Ryan tried to heist the movie and make it theirs when Ryan had no place doing anything to begin with. She talks about changing the scenes. Ryan added a fucking scene and rewrote it. I'll get all of this out there tomorrow. Truth must be told. Again. Am I a text? It's all tongue-in-cheek because we were like, look how good I am, because we did nothing. It was organic. Not Blake's lying victim narrative. Anyone who knows you knows that. I'm so quiet as a person. I'm so loyal. I help everyone, so this has crushed me. Oh, none. No, you can't. It will pass. Stephanie Jones took Jane Abel's phone and gave it to Leslie Sloan while still under contract with Justin Baldoni, so she gave private info while she was still a client. There was no subpoena. That's made up. They cherry-picked texts. What smear? The smear was organic. Leslie Sloan has a personal vendetta against you, and I know this because she's told me. I know. That has to play into the lawsuit. She said I ruined her client's reputation to my face. I'll back you on that. When I did nothing. On the stand if I need to. Thank you. I tried to be so fair, and I didn't place one story. You know I didn't. Or an affidavit, whatever it takes. I didn't need to. No, she placed them, and Steph Jones is the worst. Of course. Leslie and Stephanie. Dream team. She wants screenshots. Here you go. The vendetta is laid out in her words in many texts. Feel free to use them. Thank you, thank you. I've got more. Just let me know. Send all. I'm on with Brian, RE cross complaint, which you will get first. The crazy thing, RE NYT, is that they did a story that's all planned and smear-like and said we were like what? And my job is crisis, in which Leslie Sloan works on crisis. This shows what a liar she is. She said the whole cast hits Justin. This has nothing to do with Blake. And now she's saying that Blake was sexually assaulted. Why wouldn't she say anything about that then? She knows she is full of shit. She told me that the whole issue was that everybody hates Justin. Nothing about Blake and Justin. She said it has nothing to do with Blake. Bullshit. I know. It's Brian Friedman. LOL. Andy. Is there anything it could be really high up in the story? Is there any way it could be really high up in the story? This was sent to the news desk who wrote it. I cannot tell them where to include it, but it is in its first third. Told them to fix Andy. Thank you. My editor wants to hold out for the cross complaint, since that will likely have it all in there. That won't be till January. Oh shit. Let me see what we can do. This was from our editor-in-chief. It's not fair because they cover everything else. I'm trying to see what we can do. Stand by. I love Brian. Me too. We are running it. Thank you. Thank you. She said Steph Jones is a liar, then asked for details of the people on her team. That she says she will have the whole cast go on record. I'll send a Friedman. Hey, can we get any more information on anything personal about how she's handling it if she's leaning on Pookie? All these stories have done so well. Honestly, I'm too in the middle of all of this stuff. They've been really quiet. I think our next call is the 26th. Stephanie Jones has now put out a thing that she's suing me and Jen. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't even work for you. What? Just read docs. Just read docs. This is getting insane because they are not telling the truth. I know. Imagine how I feel. I was hired for a job for 2 months. This will blow over, but you can understand how stressful it must feel. The truth will prevail. We both know the type of people that Leslie and Stephanie are. It will come out in the wash. That thing you sent me, who wrote it? What thing? Oh, Puck. Matt Baldoni and Eric Gardner. Oh, who are they? Where was it published? It was really good. It's the biggest trade newsletter. It's huge. It's famous. If you sign up, you will get it too. This is on December 29th at 5:24 p.m. XO, sweet, I'll sign up. I really need to stay on top of all of this stuff with you because I want to break in all of it. I have a feeling that the script will flip because they fucked up and everyone is so anti-Justin that they're going to be anti-everything that he comes with because they have to be, because of a whole feminist me to shit. No one still likes Blake. They are just pretending they do because of her victim mentality and her powerful hubby. Just saying. Hi, can you talk in 30? Yeah, tried you. Just invited you to Signal. Join Signal. I'm gonna send you the stuff, then call me back after you listen to the voice note. Okay, check your Signal. Check Signal. December 31st, 1:07 p.m. In this vicious smear campaign, fully orchestrated by Blake Lively and her team, the New York Times cowered to the wants and whims of two powerful, untouchable Hollywood elites, disregarding journalistic practices and ethics once befitting of the revered publication by using doctored and manipulated texts and intentionally omitting texts which dispute their chosen PR narrative. In doing so, they predetermined the outcome of their story and aided and abetted their own devastating PR smear campaign designed to revitalize Lively's self-induced floundering public image and counter the organic groundswell of criticism against the online public. The irony is rich. Make no mistake, however, as we all unite to take down the New York Times by no longer allowing them to deceive the public, we will continue this campaign of authenticity by also suing those individuals who have abused their power to try and destroy the lives of my clients. While their side embraces partial truths, we embrace the full truth and have all the communications to back it. The public will decide for themselves as they did when this first began. Brian Friedman. Hey, can you please call me? I don't know what is going on, but no matter what it is, I can take it. For 3 weeks, all I wanted was this December to be withdrawn because it is not truthful and contains info I told them not to include, and because declaration to be withdrawn because it is not truthful and contains info I told them not to include, and because I was forced to sign it. Now everyone acting strange and no one responding to me. Morning, I am a little under the weather with a giant migraine. There is nothing else happening to my knowledge. I sent all to BF and he didn't say much more to me. I am not in direct contact with Mark G over any of your situation at all, so there is nothing off happening at all our side. You need to get hold of Mark and team and ask what the fuck is going on. I wish I had all the info on your stuff, but I don't. I am fully drowning in our stuff and all the shit they are throwing at us nonstop. You have to ask him for a call ASAP and tell him you need a plan for this week and you cannot just wait around and see, especially now you have lost your job due to Leslie Sloan's actions. They need to tell you what their plan is ASAP. Okay, thanks. I thought you were mad at me for some reason. I'm sorry you are not feeling good. This shit really takes a toll on your body and mind. Oh my gosh, I am not mad at you at all. I feel absolutely desperately unhappy for you. I feel so unhappy for you. It made me even sadder. And yes, this has taken the biggest toll on all of us. Your mind, your body, exhaustion, and you can't sleep. All because of some stupid fucking egotistical maniac can't believe that no one liked her. I just can't believe I'm in this for the sake of a 3-week period. I can't believe that Daily Mail is blaming me for articles that they benefited from and fired me after we filed a whistleblower complaint alleging that I lied and I said in court documents that Justin Baldoni assaulted Blake. This is what the company told me in their letter of determination. I was like, Jesus Christ, not this sentence again. They also said that I had to be removed from every story on Blake since January, and I have only done 92 in actuality. Anyways, it is all water behind the bridge now. All we can focus on is something or other. I am praying that there will be a way for our truth to shine through. Same. Keep the faith. I'm always here for you. Sorry for freak out. Listen, it's so hard to not freak out. I'm always here. All right, those were a lot of texts. So then January 2nd comes around 2025, but we don't get there yet because we forgot to look at this video, which is crazy because this is a Betty Boo's ad. Let's just get a look at this masterpiece.
Hello, Blake. Nice to see you. Again, at my home.
Don't mention it. Here we go, Betty Boo's, which I just launched using all of my own recipes, and I would love your professional opinion, if you don't mind.
I didn't think you drank alcohol.
Oh, I don't drink alcohol. I eat it. Bourbon and whipped cream, cherry vinaigrette. Really hard-pressed to find anything I cook without alcohol. Do you like it?
I really like it.
Yeah?
It is absolutely beautiful. I think really good. The tang, the balance with the ginger, spot on.
Really?
Yeah. That's so easy. To grab and go. Go, 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 go.
Try new Betty Boo's, or I'll come over and make you try them.
Yeah, so, all right, January 2nd, Steve Sarowitz and Rainn Wilson text exchange discussing the MIT article. Oh, this is a long one. Okay, not a long one. This is a big one. I have to make it bigger. All right. I feel like this is fair, says Rainn. And then he shows an article from CNN. Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, Wagneister, Don't Sit Room, whatever the fuck it says, Right now I am in the mindset of my name is Onigo Montoya. You killed my father. Sorry, I got too into it. You killed my friends. Career prepare. All right. I watched it, not bad. The NYT doubled down on their lies, so through are in trouble. They are in trouble. In their article, Off to Africa. Enjoy, I emailed you the NYT article. Comments here are mixed, but lean towards you. Only the beginning. Okay. Then Jen Abel and Sage Steele text exchange for PR help on January 3rd, which Miss Priss and her husband try to characterize as part of the smear campaign, which would be after the lawsuit. But since Lyman allowed everything, he said up to February 2025 counts. So who knows how that's going to go. Sage sharing the two-line talking points here, top-line talking points here. Now that you've gone through the complaint, we definitely want you to infuse your own input and what you gravitated towards the most as well. No smear equals no retaliation. Basically just a bunch of talking points. Text messages for background. And she did that. She did a video about it. January 21st, 2025, Melissa Nathan and Allison Boshoff discussed an article in the upcoming website, which is the timeline of relevant events, lawsuitinfo.com. All right, 1:46 a.m. Allison Boshoff says, I'd love to write about this website. Will it be all emails and WhatsApps between JB, Blake, you, Jen, etc.? And will it be coming this week or next? Wondering if I can do a story in the column Friday. Also on the sexual harassment claims, the complaint refers a lot to filmed footage. Does this unedited footage still exist? Hope you are bearing up XXX. Melissa responds, hi, and yes, it's everything. Videos, footage, etc. I've just been seeing this. It's just beautiful because very simply and uncontestably it proves a lie in her initial complaint. Tell me about the website plans if you can, is when, what address, etc., etc. Melissa responds, a huge lie. I mean that in itself being sexual harassment when there's are so many women and men who actually suffer with that is not right. I will. Honestly, I think it's a really strong PR move, and it's something that no one has ever done before. So if we can do something around that. I agree, it's an absolute revolution, and I am here for it. Heart emoji. By the way, I'm meeting Nicola for lunch on the patio at the Polo Lounge, Friday, 28th February. Let me know if you are would like to join. If not, let's do a cocktail if that works. Yes, absolutely, I love Nick. She's my fave. Great. I'll call them tomorrow and see if they can make it a 3 XXX. Amazing. Comments on the story are great. Let me know when you can on the website and see you soon XXX. Then January 30th, 2025, Perez Hilton has entered the chat again. And he reaches out to Melissa Nathan for comment, which is totally normal behavior from a reporter, but whatever. 3:07 a.m. Sorry. Damn, that's early. 1:30, 2025. I gotta scooch it up a little bit. Hey, when you wake up. Okay, I know a lot of the inside drama for IEWU, and I just don't know who to share it with, so here we are. Blah, blah, blah. Reddit. This sends with... Reddit, our pop culture. And then he says, this is going very viral. Is any of this true? Particularly the part about Taylor having the film's composer fired. Melissa responds, yes, one sec. This is so weird. Let me get going notes on this, but bear with me because look at this. Shows a TikTok. He likes it. She says, I am happy for you to say this to that. Source close says, Blake and Ryan need to know that the other side has texts from Leslie Sloan to reporters that show attempting to place stories about Justin from July. She started this. Off record. Sources close, they say they are taken aback themselves, and if correct, this is a real insider. And Sony never told us she threatened to go to New York Times, so if true and this happened, that's crazy. A large percentage of this is true of what she did at the time, but no one would have known this apart from a real insider, so it's really mind-blowing. According to this timeline from Reddit, that would mean she made the NYT threat in May. What the fuck? He loved that. And just for a separate piece, you can say insiders confirmed that there was never a morality clause in the Wayfarer deal with Colleen Hoover, so I'm just assuming she backed the wrong horse and she's had enough. No one knows we have these text messages because it's a smoking gun, but I'm happy for you to start teasing it. Oh yes, yay, I love multiple posts. We'll get on these later. Why would we agree with the court to dismiss her when she was the person that actually did this? He loved that. And off the record again, because you're in my circle of BF trust, I saw that Taylor story come out yesterday. My 15-year PR instincts told me that it was just them writing a story because that's an obvious story just to be next, you know, for a filler. So I kind of ignored it. But then I have been given 100% confirmation by materials I've seen with my own eyes of why this is true. And then I'm assuming that Leslie placed the New York Post story saying they are best friends, which is the most childish bullshit in the world anyway, because these women are nearly 40. Yeah, Daily Mail is like roulette, 50-50. I love them truly, and I've kind of grown up on it because I'm British, so I love them. But you know, I also know how this works like you do. I know what this next story would be, so I had to find out for myself. And oh my god, I properly found out. He likes that. LOL, what did you unsend? Blake Lively, Leslie Sloan, Justine Baldoni. That. LOL. I meant to send to myself, working on the first video, going over what you said, so I was accurate. I sent headlines and captions for my videos on my laptop to my phone. Feel free to use me as a tool. I do that myself with statements. I just did a search, and no media outlet reported the Leslie letter news yet. Yay! Nope, I can't see it, but it's on Pesa. Mine will be up within minutes. I had a busy morning. Recording my Patreon show, and then had a Zoom with a company about some business stuff. And she loved that, and that's that. And we're wrapping it up so soon, I can feel it. Oh my gosh. Brian Friedman emails NBC about legal action on February 5th, 2025. Oh wow. Jennifer, can you send me your cell, please? Adam Rice, NBC, to Jennifer Abel. Jennifer Abel responds, I'm not available to chat. However, can you please amend the article in the meantime? Thank you. Let me know when you're free to discuss. Then we got Brian. You're a liar and dishonest, and we are drafting letters in a lawsuit against you personally. You have had that transcript from the court hearing and have defamed our client intentionally. I will never ever let up going after you for the rest of my career. Someone better make this right immediately. You're hanging up the phone. Your arrogance and your incompetence will never be tolerated. I am coming after you in every legal way possible. To my team, start drafting. Well, alrighty then. Then, February 6, 2025, Jason Sunshine and Melissa Nathan text exchange where they discuss Blake's dumb case and Jenny Slade. Oh, yeah, another one. I don't know how we missed this, but okay. Gary, your facts are not even remotely accurate. Who is this then? Hold on. I fucked up. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how I got here. Anyway, whatever. Hollywood Reporter. Gary, your facts are not even remotely accurate, and you actually know it. For transparency, you need to disclose how much money Marvel and Disney have paid Penske Media Corporation and the Hollywood Reporter so that your motivation is clear to the readers. Social media influencers are extremely smart and will see through what you're trying to do. You will be on the wrong side of the history. Brian Friedman. All right, 7:36 p.m., February 10th, 2025. Why do I feel like I'm out of order right now? I think I'm out of order. I am. Okay. All right, we'll come back to that. Shit. My bad. What the hell? Why am I not getting the... Okay, let me find it. Damn it. Maybe I fucked up. Let me get it. All right, here we go. Back to the actual text I'm trying to be at. No, this is an email again. I'm so confused. Oh, it's an email. Hello. It's supposed to be an email, dummy. All right. We'll cut that out later. Lol. All right, so this one's first. February 11th. No, it isn't. Fuck. Why am I out of order? Jason Sunshine and... yeah, there's the text exchange. Where is this text exchange? Am I crazy? This isn't a text. Okay, I think there's a mistake. It's not me. But we'll just go with what we have, I guess. Brian Friedman, not in this one yet. Okay, so Gary Baum, right there. Then Brian says, off the record, you're wrong and could not have anything credible to support these assertions. I know because I never worked with him on these. I know you are relying on non-credible sources. There is a conflict of interest when a media company publisher takes in tens of millions in dollars in advertising and fails to disclose it while attempting to write a story that favors those advertisers. I have shed the New York Times for defamation, and there are 3 other defamation cases pending. I have authority to sue PMC, THR, and you personally if you print untruths. I also have violations of journalistic ethics, given the failure to disclose the financial inventive that Penske and you personally have received. Reputation protection services never did a thing. It never operated, but in any event, print anything wrong and you will be sued and it will be devastating. Pam McClintock has a personal relationship with Brian. We have witnesses. I will sue and I will change the incompetence and targeting that PMC has exhibited. You may also be aware of health issues with certain people you are attacking. That will not play well. Gary, be careful. I am coming hard, off the record. When I respond, it will be a serious piece on you and PMC, all off the record. I have asked for financial income received from Disney, Marvel, and THR from Penske. You have refused to provide. I will serve a third-party subpoena. Jason, please draft. Add Gary individually, off the record. So there you go. And then here's the email from Brian Friedman. All right. About Gary Baum. Oh, wow. There's a lot in here. Okay. Fuck. Gary Baum sent Friday, February 7th, 2025. Brian, Jed, my colleague Winston, and I published coverage of the defamation filing on Wednesday. I'm now at work on follow-up coverage pertaining to Jed and his work. It'll encompass previously publicized legal actions dating back to the dispute involving Bam Margera. Brian has represented Jackass franchise producer Dick House. If Jed or any representative wishes to provide any further response to them, please let me know. I'd also like to request here to speak generally about his professional activities. Separately, I've learned that Jed worked on behalf of at least one Bravo unscripted show cast member amid Brian's recent reality reckoning campaign. Please advise if inaccurate or if there's any further context. I have a few other questions. One, have you both worked together in the past on activities related to Electronic Reputation Protection Services, a subsidiary of Brian's legal practice? Two, attorney Christopher Frost and his client Christian Lang previously told me on the record that Christian was subject to a social media manipulation campaign amid a lawsuit in which Brian represented the other side. They said Brian and his firm hired third parties to pursue this endeavor. Was Jed one of these third parties? 3. Jed was described in the Bam Margera litigation by attorneys for for defendant Paramount Pictures as a leading expert in developing and assisting in the execution of treatment and recovery plans. Is this an accurate and fair description? If so, what, if any, relevant training and pertinent experience does Jed possess in addiction treatment? And then that's when, okay, this is a little out of order. February 10th is when Brian came in and said that whole thing about Penske and Marvel and Disney. And then the rest happened after that. I think we're on track there. Still can't find the Jenny Slate thing, but that's okay. Maybe it would be here. No, I don't think so, because I had multiples of that. Okay, so all right. Then Liz Plank appears on a podcast where the host where the host thanks Claire Ayub, and Claire leaves a comment on February 19th. Here's that. Oh no, go away. Thank you, Tom Kudna, Deidre Conkey, Claire Ayub, Katie Steedley Curling, Thoughts from the Hill, and many others for tuning into my live video with Liz Plank. So that's that. Then we have last one. Finally, we're in 2025, May 2025. That's where it ends, thankfully. Liz announces her new podcast on Quirk Media called Boy Problems, because you're not a man, you're a boy, and you're not enough, you're a problem. So that's this. I had an eating disorder and it's back in style. Okay, sure. De-influencing you from dating a famous guy. This is your sign to start whimsy maxing. Could we stop with these maxing fucking terms? So stupid. You're too hot to be chasing men. Beep, 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 beep. Alright, so that's basically it. We finally got to the end of it. And thank you so much for watching. Let's check the docket one more time. You never know. Gonna give it a shot. Nothing. Alright. Well, as always, check here, Court Listener, for the latest. And check docketupdates.com for latest, so that you don't have to work as hard to find stuff. And thank you again for watching and supporting me and the show and the podcast. My new podcast episode, that's normally at the end of the month, will be on in a few days before the end of the month, and so tune in for that, and we'll talk about Iran and Epstein and all that jazz, and it's just going to be really interesting. So yeah, tune in there. Thanks for watching.